Good morning, everyone. Today, March 3rd, 2023. We're going to be around a lot of days. We're going to begin our meeting today. But before we begin, I would like to make some announcements. The people that are going to go to private, they are going to receive a message to let them know how it's not going to be planned. We also have child care where they bring the children. We also have another announcement that we still have days if you would like to come to Prave Riverside. If you are interested to participate, you are welcome. And for people who don't know what Prave is, at the end of the meeting, we can talk about it. And if you would like to go, you are welcome to come. We are going to begin with our agenda today. We are going to give the word to Ms. Applegate. Ms. Applegate is the one that's going to be saying good morning to us and some words. Good morning, everyone. I'm the administrator in charge, and I would like to welcome all of you guys and appreciate you guys for being here. Ms. Rodriguez is also here.
Oh, we're going to have a books. We're going to have different presentations in Sanji School. And it seems, but I don't know if you guys have a flyer. I don't remember if it's from 9 to 1, but I will ask and I will let you guys know the time. But it's at Sanji School. Bring your students, bring your kids. We're going to have a lot of books. And we also want to encourage you guys to come to the different events that we have in the district. We always doing all these different events for them. And I would like to share the flyer with you guys so you guys could have this information. Thank you very much and welcome, everyone. We have Dr. Rodriguez this morning with us. Thank you very much. I just would like to say, and we have Mr. Pedraza here in the adult school. And they are here because we are trying to better our situation, the education system with our parents. So if you are interested in getting your GED, your high school diploma, we are trying to get parents that are interested. So if we have enough people, we can start that. So if you're interested, please come and talk to Mr. Pedraza Carranza, and Miss Sarate Sinolin. She's going to be here to help us. Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez, and welcome, everyone. We have our committee here that welcomes all of you guys today for being here, and thank you for coming. I see new faces that are here for the first time, but also I would like to invite other parents. Remember, one parent invites another parent, and another parent invites another parent. This is how we get bigger. Thank you. We have our motivational word, and sometimes we don't remember the car that you drove, or the house you were living in, or the bank account that you had. But when you make a difference in someone that is in need, that always stays in your heart. Thank you very much. We will have Ms. Romero next with the literary cafe. Thanks everyone for being here. It's very important for you to participate. We value all of you guys for being here today. March 2nd. Today is Dr. C's birthday, so we celebrate the Literacy Day. Every year we celebrate the Literacy Day every Dr. Seuss birthday. And the event that we have is Read Across America. March 8th, International Day of Women International Day. And this day we celebrate everything. We celebrate the women, everything around the world, everything they have done and they do. And the point is to support other women and give them encourage. Summertime it came in 1918. It wasn't until 1966 that it was approved. It's an effort to help save energy and to give the workers more light. We advance our clock forward, and March 17, the day of St. Patrick's Day. The day of St. Patrick's Day is a celebration of the Irish people. A priest that this is a priest that he helped the Irish become to Christianity. March 20, the day of the earth, is the first day of spring. The first day of spring is also recognized like the day that marks the day of the sun that is directly to Ecuador. And it stands the same between day and night. The beginning of this time means that the days are longer and hotter. March 31st, the day of Cesar Chavez. Cesar Estrada Chavez was a worker for the farms, as Mexican American, that he was an activist for the rights of the labor people. He used the no violence to fight for the rights of labor. He became the organizer of the community services in 1952, and he also funded the National Workers in 1962. In March, we also have a special day for us. For us, is Benito Juarez, that he said the respect for others is peace, and that it works for everything. Next, we're gonna have attendance from Cervantes. If you're online, I would really appreciate if you can put your name and the school you represent in the school that you represent, please, in the chat. And right here, if you can please say present. We're going to read the minutes. Ms. Orozco is going to do that for us. Good morning, everyone. We welcome all of you guys. I'm going to read the minutes. Minutes of February 3rd, 2023. DLAC officers in attendance. Ms. President, Mr. Juan Aladino, Vice President, Roxana Cervantes, Secretary, Ms. Orozco, Parliamentarian, Mr. Sabino, Director, Elementary, Les Ojeda. The meeting began at 9:32 a.m. Ms. Sabino, welcome everyone. Standing topic, Superintendent's Cabinet. Ms. Applegate gave a short welcome to everything. Motivational words. Ms. Cervantes focused on expectations number 6. We value the respect and knowledge of parents and stresses that it's important to be heard regardless of whenever the same opinion or share or not. Literacy Cafe. Ms. Romero read the list of days observed during the month of February. Attendance. Ms. Cervantes took attendance. There were total 151 participants. Mr. Orozco read the minutes from the meeting of January 13, 2020, which were approved by the committee members with a motion made by Ms. Merjorie Orozco and second by Yesenia Lopez. Mr. Pedraza presented the service offered by the Inland Center Education Center. He explained that they offer English as second language, as well as conversation, citizenship, and community-based English during classes. Mr. Pedraza discussed academic programs available that include high school diploma, GED certificate, pre-GED classes, and the National External Diploma Program. He explained enrollment and graduation credit requirements in the high school program. He talked about the 4 parts of the GED test and shared that the classes are offered in person and online. Mr. Pedraza talked about the technical, professional, and medical education program for bilingual for students. Finally, Ms. Pedraza explained the Barber Free program. Students Finally, Ms. Pedraza explained the Barber Free program, student support service, and strategic partnership. Biliteracy Achievement Award. Mr. Serrano and Mr. Green explained the purpose of this Achievement Award. They say this academic recognition was established to recognize students who have demonstrated proficiency in one or more language other than English. They explain the critical, which includes the students must be in 3rd, 1st, or 8th grade. Governance and administration standards, assessment and accountability, personnel and professional development, opportunity of equal education access. Applications. Ms. Green mentioned that this recognition aligns with the state seal of biliteracy requirements. She stated that the deadline for submitting the application in essay for Biliteracy Achievement Awards is March 10, 2023. There were questions from parents about the state seal by literacy criteria. Dr. Master Plan Overview. Dr. Ordaz gave a parent summary for the master plan for multilingual learners. She explained that the master plan summary is going to be divided in 6 parts. The 6 key sections of the master plan include parents and stakeholder involvement, engagement, governance and administration, standards, assessment and accountability, personnel and professional development, opportunity or equal education access, teaching and learning. The meeting concluded by Ms. Gavino at 11:27 a.m. Now I need 2 motions, please. Maritza Romero. Ms. Romero is going to give us some announcements. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys being here, and this is why we are trying to do some things. Please turn off your cell phone. If you need to answer the phone, please step outside. And also, if you would like to talk to someone, you can do it outside, please. And please try everyone with respect. Try it, please. Treat everyone with respect. I know there are a couple of rules, but these are important rules to have a great meeting. Thank you very much. Before we begin today with our presentation, I apologize. Ms. Loera is not here with us today because she doesn't feel good, but she is online, and we really appreciate her being here. And we are going to begin today with, we have San Bernardino Valley College with Ms. Rodriguez. I'm really happy to be here because I haven't been here for the longest. So I'm really happy today. We used to have these classes before, invite you guys to come to San Bernardino Valley College. And I'm happy to be back. I also would like to introduce Marina Serena Polino. She's a college. She also works with Valley College with us. I will just want to give you some of the presentations, some services that we have, for the students when they come to the community college. It's really close. So we have different programs so we can help your students. We have these different programs that you guys don't have to worry about the expenses. You don't have to worry about who's going to help them. I have some parents here that their children have been to Valley College and they're still going to a university now. So we have different services, student services. We have CallWorks, we have Dreamers, we have the first year experience, we have general counseling, we have guardian scholars, we have what is called SAS, that this is the disabled student. So we have all these services that we have for the students that come, the newcomers. We're gonna go one by one. So we talk about the SAS. It's committed to provide students with disabilities and accessible education environment that allows each student to have the opportunity to reach academic goals. So we have this for students that have learning disabilities. So I'm going to say some stuff in English. We're going to do this more bilingual. I'm going to practice my Spanish. You're going to practice your English. Each student gives the opportunity to reach his or her academic goals and participate in a full range of campus program and activities. The benefits is like they have priority A, they register before all the students. They have their own counseling. They have the testing accommodations. For example, if we have a math class and we have a test, 1 hour, these students with disabilities can have up to 2 hours. They have the access to the high tech center from Monday to Thursday from 8:30 through 4:30, and they have there's different software of technology that they have access to technology software for learning disabilities, mobility, and vision impairment, and they also have interpreting services. So if you have students that they need help, you go to the Student Accessibility Services and will provide the help that they need. We have the Dreamers. What do we call the Dreamers? The Dreamers are, we have our research centers for the students that they feel that they don't have anybody that help them or give them support. We have this center that it will help them with financial help. And this is in liberal arts. Most of these programs are in liberal arts. That in 1 or 2 years we're not going to have anymore. We're going to have a new building. We're finally going to have a new building. Right now, the Dreamers are in a field trip to the University of California in Riverside. We take them to different field trips. We take them to different places so they know they can see those places. We have the Extended Opportunity Program and Services, what is called EOPS. I was a counselor there and I was a director there too. And this is because I was a student of EOP. So the students can qualify for EOP in the university. They register also if you have priority registration. CalWorks, veterans, and the foster youth. These are the 5 different people that can register before. The problem that we have with that is sometimes they don't register when they're supposed to register because they say, oh, I have enough time. And then when you want to get the classes, then you don't get the classes that you want or some of the classes that are already closed. So we always tell them, remember to register on time. For example, we're going to begin registering people for summer in April. So you guys can be ready for summer and for fall. The students that are going to begin this year, they don't register till May. But we have another program. If you qualify, you can register in the month of April. We can give them also books. We can give them a student survival kit. We have a reference for community resources, transfer assistance, fee waivers, admissions assistance. For example, if you want to apply for a university, is I believe it's $70 or $60, but we pay for that because when they are ready to transfer. They do have to resident of California, or either you have to be registered you have to be a full-time student. I believe it's 12 units, less than 70-degree applicable units, qualified to receive California Promise Grant. And a lot of the students, I can tell you right now, Valley College had a program. It was the Free College Promise that will pay the students. They will pay the new students for 2 years, and we don't have that anymore. Sadly, we have to put that program in hold. Remember when we have Valley Bound that it began 2008? We began with 36 students. We are accepting applications. Today is the last day of that application they're going to graduate from 2023, so they could be eligible. They'll be eligible to be accepted in Valley Bound. And that is just 1 year of college, and then we send them to the EOPS. So if the students, if you have a 12th grader, have they applied to colleges? They should be applying already. First year experience. The first year experience program is designed to successfully transition first year students into college. All of these programs are together. We have, like I said, liberal arts in that building is where we have all those. We have the Dreamers. We have all the different programs. We're all working together to make sure that your students are successful. We want them to have the resources that they need, the services that they need, so they can be successful. The different we are trying to get they open the different classes for them, like math. They are already designed. Those classes are already designed for the first year experience students. They don't pay for everything, but we give them the backpacks. We give them the resource that they need. We have, we learn how to do the resources, do their investigations, their research. We also have field trips, tutoring, mentoring, and servicing projects. The Guardian Scholars, this is for the youth, young people from 17 to 24 years that has been in foster care with beginning and completing a college education. They are also priority A registration. They have specialized academic counseling. They have the assistance with obtaining dependency verification letter. So this is for the foster youth. the Guardian Scholars are the foster youth. So it's the same program. We just changed the different names, but it's the same program. I have changed the names, but it's the same program. It has to be a young people from 17 to 24 years of age who have been in foster care with the beginning and completing the college education. We also have another program that is called if you have foster children, we have different programs and different classes that they can take. We have honor programs. The honors program is different from all the other programs. This program is, they give it extra points. If they have a D, they give them an A. Right here in college, it doesn't work like that. The only thing is that they give them a seal if they finish 15 units, like English 101, anthropology, math, honor math. If they have 15 units, they give them a seal in their diploma. But if you want information, you can see the information here, and you can also contact the person who is in charge of this program. Puente Project. Puente Project is open to all students who apply and contact Elizabeth Buñuelo. And this is for the people that they want to get more information about the different African American culture, and they have different programs. They have to take 2 courses during the fall and also 2 in spring. They're together like for a year. Like for example, March 10, they're gonna go to the museum, Cheese Marine in Riverside, and they have like different cultural events. They go to Riverside to different workshops to be leaders. And it's a program that it has become one of the best programs that we have. The students become professors, counselors, and they have different mentors during their study time. And it's a program that I really like because not only because of what they do, but also because of the students. When they want, they develop really good. That STAR program, it has a priority of the registration. This is for the programs that the residents of California. It's a federal program. So the AB 540 and undocumented students cannot apply for that. We are trying to have with the Department of Education to see if then these students can have the opportunity to qualify in the STAR program. But it's a tutoring program during the day with math, English, science, and math, English, and science. For some reason, right now we only have English tutors, but we are trying to get more tutors. Umaja and Tumaini, they're for students that African American. They qualify as the Black and African American students. So the classes are also, they're like the same classes, like Puente classes, English, math, and history. And now they're going to add sociology to them. So they have a program where they can put these 2 programs together, sociology, when you can have them together and learn more about different cultures. Valley Bound. This is the only one that I didn't put in Spanish. I've noticed that this morning. So Valley Bound commitment, like I said, it's 2008. We've been helping more than 2,000 students that have become counselors. And one of the conferences that I have, I saw some of the classes that graduated, and I'm really happy. It's also funded for the students in San Bernardino, Colton, and Rialto. And at this moment, we have like 300 applications, and we only have a limit of 150 through 200 students. So Marina has a responsibility with the counselors and her people to see the essays, to see who turned in everything, because sometimes they just turn in the application and they don't give all the requirements. So you have to apply to the college. You have to do your financial aid. You have to do the financial aid application. And I know a lot of students don't qualify, but even though if you don't qualify, you have to do your application. During the year, they have different counselors. They have 3 counselor appointments each semester, and so we see the students every month. We have different events, cultural events. The only difference is that the students have to do 30 hours of community service, 15 in fall and 15 in spring. And we give them different opportunities for them to do that. For example, next week, we're going to have the Day of International Women. We have an event, and we're going to bring 5 students that they can help for registration with food and with different things. This is the community service they have to do. If they have it right now, and they're working like in different churches or schools, we can still work with them, but it doesn't begin until July. And some of them say, "Oh, I did my hours in August." No, you have to do it they have to begin when you're a student. You're gonna have to go and go to Summer Bridge in July for 2 weeks. And then from there, we're gonna work with them to see how to get information in those different courses that we have. At this moment, Marina is already having information and calls and all that. So we have to do different presentations, and we have to do it in programs. When we talk about the Veterans Resource Center, it's not only it's for the families that must be a veteran or dependent. They teach them how to do the paper for DD 214, or they get free books. We have a program that of all the students, whoever attends college, they give them a free book. Question. No, and we have backpacks. We can do 5 questions. If you can please pass out the questions. We can only do 5 questions. Good morning. My name is Daniel Chavez. On page 2, When you're talking about the fee that the students have, I think for application it's like $70 or $80, but I heard some information that if a student doesn't go to that college, you guys they don't get refunded, right? And I don't think that's fair. I don't make rules. I don't make the rules, but that's the way that they're telling them that they can save their spot because sometimes they will receive 100 applications and only have space for 50. I don't make those rules. So in high school, there's a counselor, right? And sometimes the counselor, they don't help the students and they don't give the students the information that they need, right? Um, they don't give them that information. I know that as students, sometimes you're really busy and sometimes the counselor doesn't care. Maybe that's just a suggestion for the district that each counselor has the each high school, I'm sorry, has a counselor. So maybe they need to pay more attention and inform the students of all these different programs. Thank you. I have two questions. The first question is I have a senior in high school. And is it if you don't want to go to college, that's okay. You can go and reject the money. I think that if they say something like California gives you a certain amount of money, and that's only for the students that want to go to college and university, they have a certain or extra help. The first question, I don't know. I think I can answer that question. One of the things that we are trying to do in each school, because like he was said, sometimes the students or the counselors, they're not working together. So one of the things that we are trying to do is to push the students so they can fill out their FAFSA, because that's very important because they can get money to help them with school. And sometimes the students they just don't want to do it. So for us, it's one of our goals that each student can fill out their FAFSA application. And if the student says he doesn't want to do it, then his parents says they're not going to give us any. They're not going to give him any paperwork. Then the student has to say, I'm not going to sign it because, like he said, sometimes we have the counselors are not pressuring this way. We have something that is saying, oh, the student didn't want it assigned for any reason. It's not that the counselor is not doing their job. It's that they can offering, they're giving them the opportunity and giving them the application, but they're saying, I don't want to sign. We don't want to fill it out. We don't want to send it. And maybe that's the reason. Gracias. Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. And another one is like the students, my mom says they don't want to give me this information for any reason. It's important that you remember that financial aid is going to ask you for different questions and it's going to ask you about your parents' income. So it's important that when you're filling out the application, you have to put the codes of the students that you want to transfer. For example, if you don't say Valley College, then you have to come back to the computer and add the code of Valley College. And then after that, you will receive your funds. But it's true, some students don't want to do this. They don't want to do different things. For example, I asked all the students that are to go to all the students that are in Val to tell them to do their autobiography. Because why? Because the reason why I do that is because they're going to give them this. This is going to help them when they apply for the different grants or scholarships. And another opportunity is when we have the opportunity when we go to different conferences, and we have taken some students to conference to different states. This year is going to be in Chicago. So the students don't want to do their essays. That's fine. You don't have to do them, but then you can't qualify because sometimes they don't want to do. Sometimes I just want to say, "Oh, Sandra, come with me. We're going to go to Chicago." No, it has a process. It has requirements. For example, when I give you the example, if you want tickets to go to a concert, you're going to do whatever you need to get those tickets. I know because I bought it, right? And that's how we are, right? We make an effort for things that we want. We are selective. And what are we going to do? Like the essays, everything that we do is going to help in your classes too. And this is why I always tell them, we've seen this, that some of the students don't want to do financial aid and they blame the parents, right? Maybe they haven't told you, I need your information, but I don't know. Some of the students say, my parents don't want to give me information. And then when they get home, they're like, oh, they didn't give me anything. They didn't tell me anything. We understand that sometimes the students have issues doing the work, but sometimes they don't get that information from the school. Not all the students are the same. We know that we have some students that they don't know what they're supposed to do, but also we also have whoever it is. Sometimes we don't have the counselors that are not giving that information. We also have to understand that sometimes as parents, we don't get the information. So this is one of the things we need to see. How are we going to connect with the parents? Maybe we have to visit them at home to give them that information, because maybe we have a parent that is working all the time and it doesn't have time. So we have to make sure that the parents get the information that they need and the importance that this is. We can't just blame the student all the time. And I can say, yeah, some of them. And yeah, we understand it's not all the students. And that's why we have to say this is why it's important for us to work together, the families, the districts, and students as a team, not everybody in their own way. And this is one of the things we are trying to do in Valley College. It's to promote, to collaborate with the schools so that the right information gets out there. Yesterday we had a meeting and the president that was there, she said, we gotta go to the community, we gotta talk to the parents, to the students, to everyone, so everybody knows that information. If you call the office, they can give you all the services that we have. Okay, so we're gonna go with the third question. Remember that make your questions general questions. Good morning, everyone. I just want to say thank you to Ms. Carmen Rodriguez, that she was here a long time ago. They haven't been here lately, but this is some information that is really needed for all of us. I know that the schools I know that in schools, they give information sometimes, but also our students sometimes just don't want to, they just don't want to do it. And then we have parents that have the opportunity to be involved in the schools, but also coming to these meetings, we receive all the information that we need. And today we have the opportunity either to do it online or to do it. This is just for the students that just want to have go like kind of like a vocation that they don't have to go to. They want to get a certificate. Yeah, yes, you can do that in Valley College. Any students can do that. You can just focus on the Valley College does that. You can get a certificate in Valley College. Our next question is virtual, and this is Claudia Barbosa. I'm going to ask the question. What financial help do they have for students that don't have money to pay? Financial, it could be DACA in financial aid. If they don't have any other financial aid, they can have different programs or we also have programs like um, I with student equity. We can help with different things, but also we don't give them. But if you have problems register, you need to find us and you need to come and talk to us. One of the things that I can also add, the connection that we have with Valley College, we have different programs with adult schools. We have middle college. And next week, we're going to have the walk of kindergarten. We're going to have all the students from kindergarten that are going to go for the first time, they're going to go to Valley College first so they can start thinking about going to college. And also if the parents want to go, they can come that day, the day that your student can come. You need to have your own transportation, but also you can see what they're offering in Valley College. So thank you very much, Carmen, because she's always there helping us and giving us the different ideas that we can do to do better and help our community. Thank you for your information. Please, parents, try to bring a notebook so you can have your questions. And also, if you want to share a phone number so we can call you. (909) 384 8592. And Beatriz and Dr. Rodriguez also have my number. My name is Maria del Carmen Rodriguez. (909) 384 8592. Thank you, Miss Carmen. And remember, parents, you need to talk to your teacher, your student's teacher. Good morning, everyone. This is California State University, San Bernardino. This is Ms. Davila. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here this morning with all of you guys. My name is Melissa Davila Guerra, and I am here to present and to share with you guys some of the programs that we have in Cal State University. First of all, I'm sorry, my Spanish is not that good. I haven't presented anything in years in Spanish, so I apologize if I forget some words. But also, I would like to tell you guys that it's a pleasure for me to be here. I haven't been here since pandemic. I see some familiar faces of some parents that I have worked with, and I'm really happy to see these new faces. First of all, I would like to share with you guys with the Cal State San Bernardino has a good relationship with the San Manuel mission. And everything we do, we try to do say thank you to the earth, because we understand there's a lot of history, a lot of sadness sometimes. So we appreciate together the land that we are together, for our relationship, for our collaboration that we have with San Manuel. especially the place where we have in Cal State because it used to be their land. Cal State University was funded. It's the one that is around here. It's like from 15 minutes from here, and it's part of the. If you listen to the 23rd Street universities, and you maybe heard about Burleson, Cal State, San Diego State, Cal State Long Beach, other different Cal States. We are all part of this system, and it's a university. We get 20,000 students. So these 20,000 students include the students that are doing their BA, their master's, and their doctorate. Our university, we have the more graduate teachers and counselors around the Inland Empire. A lot of our teachers, counselors that you guys are seeing in your school, a lot of them, most of them have graduated from Cal State. And we have 70 different careers that you students can choose from. Back then, I have a paper in the back that you can see all of the different careers that we have. So make sure you take one of those before you go. But from out of those 70, 5 of them are the most known as that's our masters, and for those students that want to be teachers. And also we have like criminal justice careers. We also have social workers. We also have psychology, and we also have cyber security. And that's something that we have, it's something new that we started doing this past years. But some of the students we don't see that a lot of students applying because it's something that we need, right? All of these new jobs that we have, everything is electronic and everything is computers, engineering, and our university has a good and excellent program. So tell your students if they like computers, if they like video games, if they like, this is something they can consider. It's not that they, maybe they think it's like, oh, I have to know all this information, but it doesn't mean that. It means that they can just come and learn with us. As a university, we have to teach them, and we have to teach them that skill that they need. They just need to come, and they just have to be interested in this information, in this career. So it's an excellent career, and I can tell you because we have a grant for students, and we don't have a lot of students that apply for this. It's called cyber security. So something else that I can share with you guys that is unique is that 80% of the students that they're the first one to receive a BA. So this is a very high percentage, and this is something that we are very proud about because we are changing lives, we're changing ways. And I was one of those students. I was the first one in my family that, and I can tell you that it doesn't not only change my life, but it changed my parents' life too, because I could buy a house. We had to find an apartment. We had to do because we had to find something more affordable. But with my career, I can say that I can bless my family. They have stability, and also my future family. my son is going to have a different future than what I had. So I always tell the students, once when you have an education, you are powerful. And like I said, 81% of the students are first in their family. And then learning all of these things that they have, especially for these students, we understand that it's not just any students that we have to give them the information. We understand that we have to do more than that. We have to help them. We have to help them walk through this because, like I said, they're the first ones in their families that come to come to school. So for something that we think is easy, maybe for them it's a little bit hard. So other than that, our requirements, we are home of the Coyotes, and our colors are blue and black. And this is just a little bit of a university. We also have another site. We have the one in San Bernardino, but we also have, and most of our students go to that one. So we have another campus at Palm Desert in Palm Springs. So it's called Campus California State University Palm Desert Campus. And the thing is that you can take classes in both campuses. So there's not an excuse to say that, oh, I can't find my class, I can't graduate on time. Well, we have two different campuses, and then we have a bus that from 7 a.m. through 10 p.m. it picks up students between both campuses. All you have to find is show your ID. And that's what is good about having two different campuses, because we can find the different classes that you need. Something that we are proud of is that we are the only university that we admit. If you see that area, we see that we are the only four-year university around that area, and we'll let the freshmen come. So that's something that we are proud of, and something that we like to do, and something because we understand that we can make a difference. So we're going to talk about our 5 different colleges. We are a university, but we also have 5 different colleges. What this means is that it depends on the career that you choose. They're going to have different classes and a college inside the university. And we do that because that way the student doesn't have to go from one place to another place. All the services that they have, they're on this college. So first of all, so we're going to have the art and design. So all the list, like the counselors, the different opportunities, the research. You can do internships. You can do all of this. This help in this special college, and these are the colleges that we have in arts and letters. And this is what we have, especially those students that want to get their master's. Theater, music, different kind of careers. Then we also have Jack H. Brown College of Business and Public Administration. And when we talk about business, is one of the most common careers that we have in a university. So if your student is interested, then you will have a business but then you have to find something. What is it that you especially want to do? Do you want to be real estate? Do you want to do um, administration on a hospital or human resources? So we have two different. So it's important if you understand if you think your student wants to study business, then you start talking about what is specifically things that they want to do in business. And then we also have the College of Natural Sciences, and then when we talk about the students that want to study biology, chemistry, that they want to be doctors, dentists, that they want to work in anything that has to do with science. This is a college that we have, and we have all different careers that we have, and also with biology. Biology is your career, but you also have to indicate what specifically do you want to know or study in biology. We also have a College of Social Science, social sociology. This is the career that we have here. For the students that want to study one of these careers, raise your hand if you ever been to our campus. Good. Some of you guys been there. You know all the mountains and everything that's behind our campus. That's part of our university. We have bought that land. So the students that are studying anything, they go there and they take classes there. For example, if you're studying anthropology, you are going to take some classes where you can, you study the rock, the land, and so all of that land is part of the class and that they use for their career. And then we also, this is what I was talking about, the technology career I was talking about. The student also has to say what kind of technology, like computer science, cyber security. And like I said, we can help the student because the different names change. The careers have different names, so maybe if the student is not sure what's the name of the career or what is it that he has to put out on his application, that's why we are here to help, so we can show them and help them how to apply, because we don't want them to do a different career because they believe it was a different name, and then he says, "Oh no, I did the wrong. I chose the wrong name. Now I have to start all over again." Because remember, different careers have different classes that they require. So what are the requirements to go to university? We have two types of students. We have the students that are coming for community college, transfer students. They begin their 2 years in community college, and now they're going to come to the university for the last 2 years. So they still have 4 years, but they did 2 years in Valley College, and the other 2 they're going to do them with us. Also, the other students that we admit are the students that are graduating from high school. So first, we're going to talk about the high school students. What is it? What is the requirements that we look for them? So things have changed a lot since pandemic. So now the requirements are easier than before. So now the only thing we ask is from, especially in high school students, from especially those that are in the Caminadino School District, we're making sure they have their A through G with a C and better and a GPA of 2.0. So that have changed a lot Because if you remember before, like 5 years ago, the GPA had to be at least of 2.5, and that is to be considered. It doesn't mean that you were going to be accepted with that GPA. But now a 2.0 is what we're looking for. So it's a good opportunity right now for the students to apply and to attend the university, because I don't know how long we're gonna keep this GPA. The A through G, you know what is English, math, and science, history, and foreign language. So those are the classes A through G. We no longer require the SAT or ACT. Not only our university, but the whole Coste system is not asking for those tests anymore. So like I said, it's just the A through G and a GPA of 2.0. Yes, you probably hear some of the states saying, you probably hear something that is asking for the multiple five-star score, but this is not something that they have to do. This is a score that determines and based on the answers that the student mentioned in the application. For example, the application is going to ask the income of the parent to see if he's going to qualify for a free application. It's also going to ask for the GPA. So in these questions, we are going to have a score. So it's not something additional that the student has to do. This is just based on the information that the student has indicated already. So most of our decision is based on the A through G and the GPA of 2.0. After that, we talk about here I said a lot of benefits about our beginning in the community college. So let's say the student wants to start in the community college. That's perfect. We also get those kind of students. So the requirements are different for them. So today we are not going to see their grades. Our decision is going to be on the community college work that they have done. So it's important the way you begin your community college that you know that these are the grades that are going to determine if you are going to be able to transfer or not. So we are looking for 16 units to transfer. This means that every class that is part of a community college has an amount of units. Most of the units are 3 or 4 units. So the total of 60 units to transfer. This means almost 2 years of units that you need to transfer. It's important for you also to remember that the community college is going to offer classes that you can transfer to the university, and some classes that are not transferable. So it's important for you to decide if they want to do both of them or if you're just going to focus on one of the things. But to know that we are looking for the classes that are transferred. And it's sad when I see sometimes a student that is being in college for 2 years and he's taking classes that were not transferable. So that's why it's important for them to know the difference between all of this. Also, we're also going to have from also a GPA of 2.0. And he's going to apply to a specific career like psychology, criminal justice, nursing, and social work. These are the only 5 classes that I require a higher GPA because they are more there are more students applying to this. So the GPA for those 5 careers, it has to be different from 2.0. So if your student is going to apply one of those careers, then talk to me afterwards so I can let you guys know what is the GPA that they need specifically for to transfer. But if they want to do any career that is not one of those 5 careers, then it's the GPA of 2.0. Another thing that I forgot to mention is for this both of these students with the high school and community college, they have to apply a year before. Do not wait till you end your 16 units. You need to apply a year before. So the students that are going to apply for the university this year, they're not going to finish their 60 units this fall. They're going to finish in June, but they're applying a year before because they are showing in their application that I'm going to have these 60 units in June. So we are going to let the students, we're going to admit that student with the promise that he is going to finish everything in June. The same thing in high school students. They're burning on that. So they don't have any grade, but they're already applying because we are gonna let them in with the promise that they're gonna finish all of their units. Sometimes we hear stories that say, "Oh, the university accepted me, but now they're not letting me go in." But this is the thing. That's what happens. Is like this is what happens. They apply with a certain amount of GPA, and then they didn't pass their classes, so we have to deny them. And this is just the example of the careers that I mentioned. These are the five, and these are the GPAs that you need for each career. For the classes that are transferable, those are the classes that are in black, and for the other ones are in color blue. And I know that Cynthia is going to give you this presentation after this meeting. So, and taking a note, you're going to be able to receive this presentation. So how do we apply? It's important that we apply on time. Every October 1st through November 30th, this is the time for applications for any University of California. And the application, it's in line, it's also $70 for every call state, but it also and how many people live within, and that's how you qualify for free applications. So in the process of the application, you apply in October, and then in December is when we start letting you guys know. We send an email and to your personal email with instructions to see how can you communicate with us with the new email that we will give you. So that's important because we only send that email once. Congratulations, thank you for applying. We have received your application, but we need you to contact with us through this. Follow instructions and do this last step because we are giving you an email address so we can communicate with you and you can see your application. And if the student doesn't follow those instructions, then he's not going to be receiving the messages. So it's important for them to understand that once you receive this message, you need to get in contact with us because we have thousands of thousands of students, so we only send that once. You did what you have to do. Did you already follow the application? Um, because after that, then other steps that you have to do. Now we need your transcript. Now you need to come and take a test. Now we want you to come and meet your counselor. So all of these different steps you're not gonna see if you don't register. And I know my time is up, so I'm just gonna finish. Uh, so we have an excellent education, and the cost is about it's one of the cheapest that you can find for a full student. It's 7,000 a year, so it's I know it's a little pricey, but it's a good price of comparing to other universities that we have. So remember, when you apply in October, you also have to apply to SAMHSA in October also. And if the universities are different from community college, when they open, the faster you apply, the earlier you get. So it's really important. That's why it's really important that once you start applying in October, you have to apply at that time because that gives you the most help you can receive. After FAMSA, once you receive answer from us, then that's when you can apply to different scholarships. And this is just if your student plays different sports, we have different opportunities. We also have apartments if they want to live there, and they can pay for it. They can. Um, we do have the opportunity there. We also they apply in January after they apply in October, and in January is where they apply for housing. And we have different opportunities after class that the students can study different places and also to have that and that connection with different campuses and there's opportunities that they have. Then we have different concerts, different events that are free. If you want to take a tour, you can. We do tours in Spanish every Saturday, and you can register on Saturday in Spanish. Thank you very much. We are gonna. What are you offering for international students? We have a building that is for those students where we have all the different financial aid counselors and the different communication they need to have. We have different programs also for international students that maybe want to go study somewhere else. We also have that program. if a student has 2 years that he finished high school and he is a special student, can he apply? If he have had any credit, he only has high school, he can apply, but it's important for him to talk to our office and to see that he qualifies. So we need to see that he has the A through G and that he has the amount of points that he needs, the GPA, sorry, and also to help him to enroll in the different services that we have for the students with disabilities. So first of all, like I said, we need to make sure that he qualifies, because if not, then we need to help him first register to maybe community college and then transfer. Okay, we're going to do our questions here. Good morning. Uh, I've been here before, and I'm sorry that I know we have to see that. Um, I know we have to do questions about our presentation, and I'm sorry to take this time, but I think it's sad that we don't have all the amount of people that we should have. I think we should have 30 minutes after the meeting so we can answer questions, and we can also I'm asking that we can have 30 minutes after the meeting. If we have any questions. Okay, so we take this motion. The second question, please. We do have a class in political science, and there are certain classes that we have. So yes, we can talk, and I can show you the classes that she can take. Okay, our last question. Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Danielle. Thank you for coming, and thank you for being here. Because I was wondering how come you weren't here. You haven't been here for the longest. The question is, when you were talking about being you computer engineer, science and computer, or security system, but two of them are the same, and the other one is different. In the career that you're talking about, that there's a scholarship, does that go in or is it different? No, when you fill out the application, it's one of the options. So those three careers that you mentioned, those are the names, but then you are gonna focus like in cybersecurity. And because it's two different things that the students have to know the name of the career and the specific path that they want to take. If, for example, if a student graduates from high school and he have 2 years of community college, I heard that there are different classes that are not transfer classes. And this is one of the things that I was talking about the counselors. A lot of times because they don't they don't want to be responsible, they leave the students by themselves. Like take whatever class you want, or you take the class that you would like to class, and they don't tell them which one is a transfer of class. So my question is, or what I'm suggesting is, if they're in the 11th grade, they should give them the information like around April. So I'm their 11th grade, because the experience that I have is that once they qualify, um, if they don't do the units on the 11th grade, then that sometimes they have to work harder for them to get the units under 12th grade, because that's when they have a lot of work. And two of the different services that I'm gonna mention for the students from community college is they have a center, they have an office that is called the Transfer Center. And this center specifically is for students that want to make sure that their classes are going to transfer. And they have determined that this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to. We go to these centers once a month to make sure that the students are, we have a one-on-one appointments. We see the classes that they're taking, and we're making sure that they're taking the classes they need to transfer. And we do this every month. So just tell your students to, especially if they're like in San Bernardino Valley College, to go on the transfer center and say, I want to ask for Coffee San Bernardino, and they will call me and say, Melissa, you have 10 appointments. They all want to transfer. And this is what I do. I come to the school and I talk to them to make sure they're taking the right classes to transfer. We also have in our high school, we have done a lot of improvement in all the classes that the students have to take so they can go to Gulf State with Ms. Rodriguez and with teachers and counselors that work in high school. Each student has a plan, and we didn't have that before. And all the district is the same plan, where the counselors talk to them about the classes that they need so they can go to the career day or the university. And this is something new that we are doing, but something that we are. And then she can come and talk to us about this plan, because the counselors are getting trained, and they're talking to the students and giving their own plan, their personal plan for them to attend the university. And that would be easier because they will have the requirements. And before we have different plans, and some students didn't even have plans. But now we are making sure that the counselor is having a plan with each. So I'm gonna invite her to talk to you guys about this. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. Because of our time, we still want more person. The good thing is that you guys are staying at 30 minutes afterwards, and then thank you, Ms. Melissa. Can you stay after? If parents have any questions, they can ask you questions. Thank you very much. We are going to continue. This is biliteracy recognition. Ms. Green, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me. Now we're gonna try to understand the difference between biliteracy recognition and the biliteracy seal. I know you can't really see it right here, but I want you guys to see something. I want you guys to focus on the symbols that we have in this slide. On the top, you see both of them that are from our district. If you see on the left, that's the one that says San Bernardino City Unified School District. The one we have right here, it's part of the multilingual program. That's the program that I'm working with. In the bottom, I don't know why it didn't come out that good, but on the left side, you see the seal of California. So what I want you guys to see the difference, because this is where this is easier for you guys to understand better what is the process and the difference. We can also see on the seal that it's on the and they put it on top of the diploma of the student. You can also see it says California State Seal of Biliteracy. And this is where you can see the difference from the district and the state. These are the symbols that you can see. I know the last time I was here and I talked about the Achievement Award on the 8th grade. Today, we're just going to go over a little bit of some information, but just to see the difference. And this is what we already talked about last time. Right here, you're going to see that our district in San Bernardino has implemented since the year 2013 and 14. This recognition is available from elementary school, grade 3rd and 5th, and also middle school on grade 8. And the idea is to base it on their proficiency, and they can do so. It's from the district 3rd, 5th, and 8th to get them ready for them to receive this state seal. Before we go, at the end, if you have questions, I'm going to stay. If you have any questions, I also Mr. Valles is going to be here to focus on the 3rd and 5th grade, and it helps. I also want you to understand the words that I put here, because right here, when we're talking about the 8th grade, it's based on their, and when we talk about the seal, the thing is a little bit different. This is to help prepare students for state seal and biliteracy requirements. And then I'm reminding you that we are going to have a ceremony on spring 2023. Now we're going to focus on the state seal of biliteracy. And I know that the images, you're not going to be able to see the ones on the district. Now we're going to see the symbols of the state of California. This is from the Department of Education of California, and it's the State Superintendent of Public Instruction. It was since 2012. This is available to high school graduate. And it's based on a high level proficiency in English and another language. One of the things that they receive are medallions, awards, and insignias, and hand delivered. But we have to remember, and I know that we have some parents last week, um, how can a student has the opportunity to receive the seal, but he has to he needs more requirements. And the student has to be graduated from high school. That means that the student can be, that students can be a recipient until he finished the school year, till once he graduated. Some images of our students so you can see the core. And right here, what I did is the same thing that I told you guys. The only difference is that I took the word from the Department of Education of California. So we're going to talk about the state seal of literacy recipients. In 2018, we had 524 students. 2019, 2020, we had 455. And from there, remember that was pandemic. 2020, 21, we had 593. And this is when we have distant learning. And like they mentioned in Costa Community, know a lot of things change. And then from there, and I think that's why we went high. In 2021, 2022, we had 466 students. And this year we're still practicing with the students. We're talking to them, we're seeing, so we can do all the requirements. We don't have a number yet. Once they graduate, then we will know. How can one graduate with a state seal of biliteracy? First, we need to demonstrate the proficiency in English and meeting all the criteria below. The student has to have all the requirements that you see here, the three. If the student doesn't have one of these requirements, he cannot receive the state seal. The first one is complete all of your English class requirements for graduation with overall GPA of 2.0 or above. But when we were talking about this, is why sometimes the parents don't know till the end of the year if your student has received it or not, because you have to finish your school year to see your GPA and your English requirements. From there, 11th grade, Ella or in CAP, they have to receive a score of 3 or 4. And what the blue one says that you have to have a rich standard. And sometimes we see the colors. So you're a student in LPAC and it has a blue or a green, it means that he has that requirement. And then he has to, older student is an English learner. They must demonstrate English proficiency on the LSAT test. When these are the main 3 points that they need to when we talk about they have 7 different ways that they can do this. If you see your presentation, you see the one for other than proficiency in the world language. In addition, they must demonstrate proficiency in one or more world language other than English by completing one of the following criteria. I want to be very specific so you guys can understand what's the process of the state field. The first, the student must take the test, the AP, the world language, and get a 3 or higher. Or you can also get a 4 or higher on an IB exam in the world language. Or you can take your 4 years on the world language. For example, you take 4 years in Spanish. For example, Spanish 1, Spanish 2, Spanish 3, and Spanish 4. The student doesn't have to do anything else to take the test that is called Avant. And then we go with the students that have taken this class and they only take the listening and the speaking part on this test. You can get a score of 600 or above on the SAT, or a 5 or a higher on Avant World Language Test in full, or if your student is interested in taking the classes in San Bernardino Valley College, you can do that. The students now in 9th grade, they can take classes in San Bernardino Valley College and receive the credit that they need so they can get that 12th grade in San Bernardino Valley College. If the student decides to take a class in Spanish, if it takes one semester in Spanish, 157 or 158, and they get a higher or a 3.0 or higher, then they are getting the credit of the college and this criteria too. Or if they want to take in San Bernardino Valley College another class, they can have one semester of Spanish 101 and one semester of Spanish 102 with a GPA of 3.0 or higher and a score of 5 or higher on Avant, listening and speaking. They also have to show that they know they can listen and speak on the other language. And then I know we have some resources that we have from the state of California. At the same thing, we make some flyers from our apartment and the district. And I think that's a little bit easier for you to understand. So you have them over there and you can take them. And also just to remember that the benefits that we have of being bilingual for, cognitive, mental flexibility, task switching, attention control. When we talk about education, it improves learning outcomes in multiple subjects. Social culture, create understanding of other world culture, promotes global awareness. And then the economic one, you get a greater job opportunities, increased earning potential. Thank you, Ms. Green. I'm going to close the meeting, and if you guys can stay behind if you have any questions. You have to talk to your we are going to close our meeting, and then if someone needs questions, they can stay and ask those questions. So we're just going to adjourn our meeting. We are going to close our meeting today at 11:30. Thank you. We have we are going to answer questions if you want, and we also have the raffle. So we sometimes I want to clarify that we had 45 people, first people in online, and we also want to make sure you guys look through your paper. We have all different information that you need. We have a question, we have a paper. You have question, comments, whatever you need. I also would like to announce in April we're not gonna have we're gonna have a tour to Cal State. And the PowerPoint for the university, Cynthia is gonna send it to us. It's not there, and they're gonna be sent it from our email. They're also inviting us, the Department of Clinical Programs is inviting us to come to the next community plan responsibility and local, and that's going to be Tuesday, March 14th. March 14th from 4:30 to 7. It's important. It's important for you guys to participate. That way, you guys are a part of this plan for our next school year. Thank you very much. Here we're gonna have our raffle today. Cynthia, how many persons do we have? I'm gonna say the last 167. One 95. One 75. One 97.